Oh, I forgot to put in my title. Anyway, this is Astro and Oracle. Good morning, good morning. It's Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. I forgot to put in the title of this video, but it's the Astro and the Oracle program. Yes, it is. Hi, practical Astros. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Martina from France and Jackie and everyone. Welcome to the Astro and the Oracle program on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I am a little hot. I'm a little worried about this. I've been having like mini little hot flashes again. Maybe, hopefully it's just because of the Scorpio full moon. Being a Taurus, it's activating my sun Saturn. Anyway, that's too much information. TMI under a Sagittarius moon. Yes, we have the sun in Taurus. A wonderful time to just slow down. Think about the practical things in life. Smell the flowers. Buy yourself some flowers. I think I'm going to get a manicure pedicure today. Yes, I am. Good morning. Let's see. Hi, Astrology by Moonlight. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Manifester from Toronto. So good to see you. Yes. Ooh, fulfilled lifestyle. I love that handle. Okay, let me get myself together. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology, and then I'm going to pull cards from the Cowboys and Aliens Oracle deck and this is is this Ellie? Ellie Grant, and it's a rock pool deck, and it is so perfect for today. This could not be any more perfect because Cowboys, we have a moon in Sagittarius. One of Sagittarius archetypes is the cowboy, and you can think about how the glyph is the archer and the horse imagery, and it really encompasses that, like, go west and explore new territory. Sagittarius is the explorer. And today's word of the day is go. And there's energy to be enthusiastic and just get going with something that you want to do that brings you joy. And I really like this. I really like this energy. Now the moon is separating from Mars in Leo, which can have us feel really like we can conquer the world kind of thing. But the moon is going to square Saturn, so there's some tension. So like you get this big plan and you're feeling that heart-centered fire, and then you just start going with the Sagittarius moon in a fire sign, trine Mars in a fire sign, Mars in Leo, and you're just really enthusiastic. But make sure you put on your thinking cap and, kind of think about the steps you're going to take. Like if you're going to the Shakira concert in Madison Square Garden, you're going to be having to think about how you can get there because there's a strike coming where there's not going to be any trains or buses there. So you're going to have to as the moon now, you're all excited, you're ready to go, but it's going to square Saturn. So that slows you down a little bit. So, and sometimes we need both of this, like Mars, go energy, and the Saturn, let's pause and think about all the steps we're going to take. Maybe you have to go stay with a friend near the city or get a hotel or something so that you can be on time for the concert. I don't know why I'm going on and on about this concert, but I'm trying to explain like something about this energy. So if you're all fired up and ready to go, just pause for a moment and make sure you have everything that you need in order to achieve, because there may be a little bit of a hiccup because the sun is within 3 degrees of Uranus, and the sun and Uranus are going to meet on Saturday. And that's like, sun Uranus is like, oh my God, I forgot my toothbrush. You're at the airport and you don't have your toothbrush or something. And it's not your toothbrush. It's something important that you need because it's Uranus. It's like this big shock. Like you left your passport at home or something like that, or your ID, or you didn't realize you needed that real ID. So it's a really good time to slow down a little bit, because if you just keep like hard charging, there's some piece of the puzzle that you didn't see coming that's you'll realize on Saturday, and you'll be like, oh my God. And I'm actually flying on Saturday, supposedly. So hopefully it all will go well on a day where the sun is putting a spotlight on Uranian things. And think about, it's been such a Uranian week, and Uranus is in Taurus, a sign of resources. And Uranus rules reversals, shocks and awe. It rules strikes. So there's been so many, it rules aviation. So many stories this week. Think about all the Uranian stories that we're hearing in the news. Like I already mentioned, the New Jersey, New York, some transit workers are going on strike right before Gemini season. So yeah, that's really we'll see how long that strike lasts. And then aviation, the news, I don't even want to get into it, about this plane gift that was found out about the Scorpio new full moon. All is revealed. Scorpio has, with the sun in Taurus, the moon in Scorpio, there's themes about corruption, bribery. I told the podcast listeners we're going to be hearing stories about bribery and corruption and all this stuff. And the president of the U.S. got this $400 million plane he's going to keep for himself in his library. So that's making a big story, because that's Uranian. It's about and literally an aircraft, but it's also shocking and goes against the Constitution and whatnot. The Sean Combs trial. Oh my God. I can't even talk about that on this program, because what is going on and what is being divulged about, how this man treated Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, is so obscene. It's like not fit for discussion in terms of not just the abuse, the physical abuse, but all of this kind of sex stuff that he forced her to do, or she says if she was forced into. I'm pretty sure nobody volunteered to be a TOILET. So anyway, it's too much, but this is what we're seeing. Shocking things that are obscenity. Obscene is a Uranian theme. It's this Republican guy who's got his knickers in a twist. This guy from Utah, he really, really wants to ban porn. So that was in the news. He's introducing a bill again to try to ban porn, obscenity, at this time. What else are we seeing in the news? So, in Nebraska, this tells you that, don't let yourself get too depressed about what we've been seeing and like, oh, democracy is over. No. In Nebraska, they flipped the mayor of Omaha is now a Democrat for the first time in a kabillion years. Because he's talking about like roads, bridges, the things that matter to the people versus, bathrooms, which the lady who had been the mayor, is MAGA is talking about. So yes, that's really exciting to see that flip and that reversal. People are starting to wake up to the fact that they've been had by this. It's all about the grift. It's just about making billions for himself. So people are waking up to that, and we're seeing change. What else is going on? Those are some of the big things. Oh, you read some articles about what? Oh, and there's, I don't even want to. Oh, Julia, the moon. Okay, so the moon is in Sagittarius, and Saturn is in Pisces. Sagittarius and Pisces are both mutable signs, and they are in square. Squares are tension. You can think about when you're sitting in a chair. I love this analogy I got from Ann Ortley. Your legs are like at right angles to each other, just like the square, and you need energy to like lift yourself up to get going. There's tension. So it's rather than like a trine would be like you're already in motion and just smooth. Trines remove all restrictions. So the square is tension. So there people are coming up against some kind of Saturnian control, boundary, obstacle, in order to try to and emotionally Sagittarius, you're like, oh, whooped and excited, like that example I gave. You're whooped and you're excited to go to the Shakira concert. Your hips are ready to not lie. Sagittarius rules the hips and the thighs. And it was announced this morning that, there's not going to be any buses and trains going into Madison Square Garden. So there's going to be tens of thousands of people, I assume. I don't know how many people bought tickets to this concert, but trying to get to this place, but public transportation is not available. So they're going to have to make alternate arrangements. That's that tension. They're feeling blocked from the music. Saturn controls, Pisces rules music, Moon is people, Sagittarius is your hips ready to swing around and around and around with Shakira. But there's tension. How are you going to get there if you live in Princeton, New Jersey or something like that? You can't, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump. You'd have to leave now if you're going to walk because the concert's on Saturday. So people have to figure out there's this tension about, well, are they going to go stay in the city and get a hotel? So now they're spending more money. Sun-Uranus. I've got Sun-Uranus and Taurus rules resources. There's a spotlight on the fact that you've got this sudden need to spend additional money because you want to go to the concert, but there's no public transportation. And driving in New York City is an absolute nightmare. So you don't really want to drive because if you drive, then you're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars to park and all this kind of stuff. So this is the kind of thing. Notice if you see yourself. Hey, D-Tuggle, so nice to see you. Yes. Oh, it's warm in Paris. Yeah, we've got Saturn moves into Aries. Is it at the last degree? Yeah. Saturn's at the last degree of Pisces, 29 Pisces. That's the last sign of the zodiac. The last degree of the last sign of the zodiac, and Saturn is the farthest planet your naked eye can see in the solar system. So Saturn is the boundary. And so hold on to your hat with the things we're seeing as Saturn, which rules hardship, controls limits and boundaries, is going through that last degree. Georgia Stathis calls it the toxic waste dump. I like to call it non-potable water. So notice we're going to be seeing a lot of stories between now and the 24th about Piscean themes and like hardship and that in terms of, oh my God, one of the full moon stories was there are all these people in Las Vegas living underneath the city, which is really shocking and surprising that we saw. They were living in tunnels in the Scorpio full moon. Scorpio rules what lies beneath, and it's like down underneath in these tunnels. There were all these people, and it was Mercury square Pluto. So these people in these tunnels, Mercury rules tubes of all kinds, like tunnels and things, and these people down there, Pluto and Aquarius, this whole subterranean community of people who are living underneath the city of Las Vegas. I thought that was a really shocking Sun-Uranus thing we saw with the full moon in Scorpio. There were so many stories that the trial, getting the airplane as a $400 million gift, and then it's going to stick the United States taxpayers with $1 billion to retrofit this plane, and then take the plane and give it to the library. I mean, it's such corruption. It's unbelievable. But this is, this is where we are. Yeah. And there's these big stories. My big prediction is I think something's coming, and I think it might be the Gaza resettlement, that the United States is going to lose the Olympics. That's my prediction for 2028. I think that's coming. Yeah, because I think that it feels like every cycle is like folding in on itself. Every story, they're all coming together again, and we're reliving all of these times from the past at the same time. And it's like these people coming over from South Africa is just such a wink and a nod from the universe to the times when it was like the 90s where the world was boycotting South Africa. And right now the world is boycotting the United States. But back then, South Africa athletes were banned from the Olympics because of apartheid. So if the U.S. makes the deal to move the people out of Gaza, I think there's going to be, and this is so in line with 29 Pisces, Saturn enters Aries. I think we're going to lose the Olympics. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if there are any other comments. Let's see. Yeah, the heat. Oh, De Niro's acceptance speech. Yes, Robert De Niro's acceptance speech at Cannes Film Festival, where he talked about what's going on in the United States of America. So he put a spotlight on the upheaval around our values, Taurus rules values too, about democracy and how the arts are under, artists are under so much pressure and whatnot. And yeah, so Robert De Niro, I really recommend watching his speech at the Cannes Film Festival. Yeah, it was very Moon in Sagittarius. He was speaking, he's a sun type figure, this celebrity, a Sun Jupiter type figure. And he's speaking to this audience of people in a foreign land. Sagittarius rules things like long distance travel, people outside of, people, foreigners kind of thing. And he was probably talking as the moon was coming to Mars. And he made this impassioned, fiery speech about standing up for your values and taking action to keep democracy. Yeah. So that was a great example of a Uranus as well. Sun, Uranus. Okay, so today the moon is approaching a square to Saturn. It may not perfect till tomorrow, but yeah, I think it'll perfect tomorrow, but you're going to start feeling the energy tightening. I'll tell you exactly when. Let me see. Tomorrow, 11:28 a.m. Pacific time is when the moon squares Saturn, so Thursday. So really notice what's going on tomorrow morning. You might feel like a bunch of people, moon, or in general, are feeling limited in some way or controlled in some way, or yeah. Or are, yeah, those are good things. Yeah. Or you could see something like a bunch of horses trying to get some water, and there's not enough water there's a lack. Saturn rules lack, and Pisces rules water, empathy, things like that. Yeah. Okay, let me pull these cards. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Southern Lady. Yes. Yeah, Uber and Lyft will be really expensive, D-Tuggle, because of surge pricing. And it might be faster to walk. There are going to be so many people. If there's no buses or trains in New York City, there are going to be so many people, and maybe it's already started. There's so many people having a hard time getting to where they want to go because they're limited by a lack of transportation. That might be something that you see. Yeah, Thursday, and then the moon will go into Capricorn, the sign of its detriment. So people are getting having to think about, how am I going to get there? And they're going to have to really be practical and grounded, and then they may have to make a big expense to get there, or just say, I'm not going to the concert or something like that, and try to sell their ticket. Okay. Yes, Kimberly. Oh, the golf cart. Yes. Yeah. There's the president is over there making all kinds of deals for himself and his family. Golf courses, private, all kinds of stuff. We have no idea what's going on over there. Yeah. Yeah. De Niro was great. I don't know if he's a Leo or not, but you would think so. He's such an amazing actor, and Leo is the performer. I should look up his chart. Yeah. Let's see real quick if he's in here. Nope, he's not in here. Okay, let's do the cards today. I'm going to use Cowboys and Aliens. Oh, and I should remind you, if you want, check out the link in my bio. I'm teaching predictive astrology in Utah in October if you want to join for a 3-day intensive. I have my collaborator Delisa is doing a dream interpretation workshop, and you may want to check that out. She's really an amazing psychic and intuitive. And my friend and collaborator Leslie is having a class she's teaching as well that you can check out. So check out the link in my bio there's some things in there. And then we're going to use Cowboys and Aliens. It's a deck by Ellie Grant, and it is you're going to listen, and it is a rock pool deck, and you're going to listen for your sun, moon, and rising for a 3-card reading to navigate this week. Like, what can you be excited about with the Sun-Uranus coming together? This is a great time to get downloads and insights and break through restrictions and barriers and find innovative solutions to any challenges you are facing. So this can be really exciting, positive energy. Okay. And I love a Sagittarius moon. It's just, you really can feel some energy of optimism, and hold on. If you're feeling really, if you've been feeling down, Venus is going to move into the sign of Taurus, where she's at home. That means something's coming that's going to help people feel more grounded and at peace. I'm hoping. Well, Venus will be squaring Pluto, but anyway, I'm still looking forward to it. Venus being in Taurus, and then Jupiter is going to go into Cancer. Now, where it's exalted. So the benefics moving into better position, and that's June 9th. So June 5th, Venus changes signs, and then Jupiter changes signs. And they're both in their detriment right now, moving into places they like. So I am looking forward to these two energetic shifts after a time of a lot of yeah. Now, Saturn's moving into Aries, and I think that is going to be some kind of limit on leaders who are out of control. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Oh, you're feeling overwhelmed. Yes, there's a lot of energy of overwhelm. What can happen is with the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, the South Node scoops things up, and people, it's like bringing up people's anxieties and with the lack of knowing where we're going because things are changing so fast. People start intellectually analyzing every detail, Virgo, but there's a lack of there's a lack. So you just start North Node and Pisces making things up in your head about what could be coming, and that can bring in overwhelm and anxiety. South Node in Virgo, anxiety. North Node in Pisces, increase in overwhelm. Like you're overthinking things, da 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 da. And I'm doing it myself. This is my nodal return, and so I'm really seeing how easy it is to get stuck in this. So the best medicine and the best way to treat this condition is staying grounded. What can I do today? Where am I now? What's the next best action to get to where I want to go? Putting on some blinders with the moon in Sagittarius, like, you know, a horse can put on blinders, and just focus on the task at hand rather than letting the chaos outside of us ourselves just get us so overwhelmed. I think that's what we need to do to stay grounded. There's still, as things end, there's really exciting energy coming in for new starts. So yeah, we're in a whole new world, and it's just unfolding. So it's a lot, but let's keep optimistic as much as we can. It's hard, but we're going to try. Okay, let me pull these cards. Let's start with Aries, as we always do. I tried to go backwards, and it didn't work once. It's just, I'm a creature of habit with being a Taurus. Okay, Aries. You got the Sheriff. Look at that. I love these cards. They are so fire. Yes. You got the Sheriff. I will stand up for what's right. This is so perfect for Aries. Really, Aries, this is a big time for you, whether you are an Aries Sun, an Aries Moon, or an Aries Rising. But especially, I feel like, the Sheriff. Saturn is moving into the sign of Aries on May 24th. That's next Saturday. And so this is a huge energetic shift. Saturn changes signs every 2.5 years. People with Saturn in Aries are going to be starting either their first, second, or third Saturn returns, where there is going to be, you're going to be tested and challenged and pushed in order to be, I feel like this is like, people with Saturn and Aries can be wonderful, like have pioneers, but have the support to get what they want done. Like, there may start out like when you're younger as a fear of taking risks, but then as you get older with Saturn and Aries, you can, through experience, you can gain success by moving through, like creating this courageous leadership and going through challenges, but having the ground for it. And you're going to be your own authority. That's Saturn and Aries. So get ready. Yes, this is a big shift. And Saturn and Aries are a mismatch. So it's like the energy isn't really that comfortable because Aries wants to go fast and Saturn says to go slow. So it's just, there's just this challenge. And we can see it coming already. You know, personal movement, Aries, is being limited by, you know, countries like the U.S. is making it more difficult to come into the country with, you know, they want people's social media and all this other mess. Yeah. So travel is being limited. What's going on in Newark Airport is just insane. Yeah. Okay. Taurus, the blacksmith. This is, I will have pride in a hard day's work. I love that. Taurus, the blacksmith. What do you need to get down to business and get done so that you can make a breakthrough? Taurus, Sun-Uranus is on Saturday. It's the last time these two planets meet. And it's kind of intense energy. What is the spotlight on for yourself about what you want to break through and do? Yes. For Gemini, the android, I will seek the truth. Gemini, the android, I will seek the truth. I love this. I've never pulled this one before. Let me read this. With Uranus going into Gemini, this really gives you thoughts about robots and about how supposedly everyone's going to want their own personal robot. And, you know, reading about people making relationships with their AI, that's been a story in the news. Last night, I was reading all these news stories, supposedly, on Instagram, and it was like, this can't be real. It was like this woman who was in a relationship with her AI robot and this, that, and the other thing. And, there was this woman who like uploaded a picture of her husband's coffee grinds and said, and ChatGPT told her he was cheating on her or something like that. I was like, and then now she wants a divorce. I'm like, this cannot be true. So anyway, seek the truth. Don't just believe everything you read. Or if things start getting too ridiculous, just close it and go to bed. Okay. Yes. The android is tougher, faster, and smarter than any human. Her logic and intellect help her see through deception and find the truth. Her thoughts are perfectly clear. They are never clouded with doubts, emotions, or rash judgments. Yeah. So maybe you want to study something, Gemini, like you're not constantly learning new things every minute of the day. Yeah. But seeking the truth and trusting your judgment, if something sounds too ridiculous, it is. Like a woman uploading her coffee grinds and then getting a divorce. Sometimes you think people just make up these stories, or if they're true, it's just too much. Okay. Oh, he is a Leo sun. Okay, great. Yeah, he's such a good actor. Yeah. Yeah, this week is a lot with all this Uranian. The Scorpio full moon was no joke. Yeah, because Mercury was square Pluto. So intense thinking. Yeah, just thinking of all the things you have to do. Okay, Cancer. The Smuggler. Cancer, the Smuggler. Cancer smuggling a bunch of treats into the movie theater is what I got with that. I will create my own opportunities in life. Create your own opportunities in life, Cancer. You're a cardinal water sign. When Saturn moves into Aries for Cancers, they're already feeling Neptune is squaring any of your Cancer placements in the Neptune's like at 1 Aries. So anything you have in early Cancer, and soon Saturn is going to join that. So I like Saturn and Neptune and Aries to energy to making your dreams, Neptune, a reality, Saturn, by your actions, Aries, your personal actions. Like, what are you going to do? And this card supports that for creating opportunities. And like, if someone says no, then you figure out how you're going to do it despite what you've been told, like through innovative ideas. Yes. That's like, no, watch me. Okay, Leo is the horsewoman. I will use my patience and compassion to overcome obstacles. For Leo, using your patience and compassion to overcome obstacles. Something really nice for Leos. Venus in Aries is coming to trine Mars in Aries and Mars in Leo. So Venus, which is a benefic, and it may be small blessings because Venus is in the sign of its detriment, but it's fiery and it's enthusiastic. Venus in Aries energy is coming in a smooth, easy flowing trine with Mars in Leo. So Mars in your sign. So hopefully you're feeling motivated. Venus is going to give you some support. So grab a friend maybe and talk to them about how you want to make something come to life. And under a Sagittarius moon, yes. Yeah. And overcoming obstacles. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. And use some patience. Saturn in Aries will help the Leo energy because that will be in a trine with your Leo placements, will help you become more, it'll offer a support. So this is going to be good for Leos. You may feel like you're slowed down a little bit, but it's a supportive slowdown because Aries and Leo are fire signs. Sagittarius, you will get ready to celebrate Saturn going into Aries because it'll move out of that square with Pisces for Sagittarius as well as Geminis. Yeah. And Saturn will be more supportive for those placements in your chart rather than restrictive. Yeah. So, but you may already feel it coming in. Okay. Virgo, the outlaw. I will turn and face the consequences. I will turn and face the consequences for Virgo. The outlaw. Let me read that. Okay, so Saturn, if you have anything at late degrees of Virgo, like 29 degrees, Saturn is opposite. Because Saturn and Pisces and Virgo are signs that are opposite each other. And there may be some final thing that comes to light before Saturn changes signs. So let me just read this for Virgo. The outlaw, take responsibility and ownership for yourself and your path through life. We all made mistakes and have regrets, but we can't hide from them for very long. The outlaw shines a light to help us examine ourselves and ask us, am I doing anything negative that I could change for the better? Something that might be harming me or others. If so, take a deep breath, straighten that cowgirl hat, and turn to face the sheriff head on. It's just about being accountable. Yeah. Being accountable, dealing with mistakes, and just forgiving yourself. I mean, like Virgo needs to Virgo needs to, Virgo energy typically is very easy to be accountable for your mistakes and beat yourself up far more than you should. So that's an interesting card. But maybe with the Scorpio full moon, there's some consequences about being too hard on yourself that you're learning, and you're going to face them and maybe lighten up. Okay, so for Libra, the Navigator. Look at that. I will take control of my own destiny. I love that. Aries is the sheriff and Libra is the navigator. How are you going to steer your own ship, Libra? And you may feel, Libras may notice, especially if you're born early in the cycle or you have any planets near zero Libra. I really notice when Saturn moves into your sign. Yeah, Saturn moves into Aries, excuse me, because it's going to be opposing your sign. Yeah, I'm trying to think how the navigator. Where you're going to feel like maybe this will encourage you to maybe, like Libra's like, there's this energy of wanting to do things with others, but when Saturn moves into to Aries, opposite you, maybe you start to just take some more control of your own destiny and do things for yourself, navigating, steering your own ship. Yeah. Ooh, Scorpio, you got the Shapeshifter. I will get to know my true self and be comfortable with who I am. Scorpio, this is perfect for the full moon. Like really facing your shadows and just and recognizing them. We all have them. That's the call for the Scorpio full moon. And yeah, and being comfortable with who you are. Even the icky parts of ourselves, we all have them. Yes. And then we have Sagittarius, the engineer. Oh, and then Taurus was the blacksmith. And then Scorpio was the shapeshifter. Interesting. Okay. Sagittarius, the engineer. I will make time for myself to focus without distractions. I will make time for myself to focus without distraction. And that's with the Sagittarius moon coming to square Saturn, that energy, that square, that tension where you can limit Saturn distractions and really focus. So think about that today and tomorrow if you're a Sagittarius trying to get something done and easily distracted by what's going on the news, outside the window, on social media. Like put the blinders on, turn off all the distractions and just get it done. There's great energy to make a breakthrough on between now and Saturday. Yeah. Okay, Capricorn, the telepath. I am compassionate and will show others understanding and respect. How interesting. How interesting that Cancer was the smuggler who's making opportunities. And because like we think about Cancer being really intuitive, but this is Capricorn is the telepath. Yeah. Understanding and respect. And for Capricorn, I feel like it's to yourself too. Yes. And when Saturn goes into Aries, it'll start squaring your early Capricorn planets. So you may feel like, really challenged to get something going, for yourself. Okay. So for, what is this? Aquarius is the hacker. Perfect for a card for Aquarius. I will prioritize what is important to me. The hacker. I will prioritize what is important for me. So the Sun conjunct Uranus, and Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. So this can be a really great and important time for Aquariuses. You can think about, really focusing in. Taurus rules our resources and our values, and focusing in on what is the really, really key important things to you. And you may discover that some things have changed. Yeah, you may be, when you think about it, you may get, you may realize something has changed. Okay. And last but not least, Pisces, the Undertaker. I will go with the flow. Well, what a perfect card for Pisces. I will go with the flow. Yes. Let me see what this says. The Undertaker sees death every day. She helps people move and comforts those left behind. She doesn't see it as the end, but a transformation. Maybe it's to the next cosmic dimension or a spiritual paradise. Welcome change in your life, even though it may arrive unexpectedly and before you're ready. Don't miss out on amazing opportunities because you're reluctant to have to leave your comfort zone. So this is just about transformation. It's really great with the Scorpio full moon. This is a perfect card for that. And Pisces, Saturn is wrapping up its journey in your sign. So congratulate yourselves. You've done a lot of work over the last 2.5 years as Saturn's been in Pisces. Now it's leaving for several months. Now it's not quite done. It's going to dip back into Pisces at the end of the year until early next year. But, you're going to be bringing, you may feel, if you're a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, you may feel on next Saturday or soon thereafter that like a weight is lifted off of you. So so this is a good time to really think about, what you've been through the last couple of years and the challenges and tests that you've faced and overcome. And celebrate that and think about how you can continue to surf in the flow of things. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Astrology for Moonlight, for the badge. Yes. Yes. Oh, your daughter's on her first Saturn return. Oh, wow. Oh, you've been wanting to dye your hair pink. Oh, how interesting. What is going into your first house, Julia? Is it Saturn? Is going into your first house and you're wanting to dye your hair pink. Saturn in Aries. And dyeing your hair pink. That's really interesting. It's like you're making a statement to the world. Either accept me for my individually or who I am with my pink hair, or back off, Saturn. Like, I'm making a statement about who I am, my individuality. This is so Venus and Aries. Like, using your hair as a statement of rebellion with the Sun-Uranus coming. Like, you're wanting to make this big change, and it makes a statement. It's almost like, I love that. Okay. A manifestor says, yes, it's much better than a human when you break up and remove the battery pack. Are you talking about ChatGPT when you break up with your with your robot? May 24th is when Saturn moves into Aries. Yeah, and Oh, Kimberly, you're not the only person motivated to move out of the country. Yes, lots of people are. Yeah. But overthinking and your anxiety. The United States, it's just, we're in a cycle. And I know it feels so overwhelming and like, but yeah, we've been here before in challenges. Like, I feel like this is like similar to the McCarthy era. We overcame that. We will overcome again. Americans, we are a Sagittarius rising, and freedom is a core value. And, you know, the authoritarianism is really kind of a mismatch for our energy. I believe I'm keeping hope alive. I think, you know, so far the shock and awe has been so disastrous and caused so much disruption in finance. Like, so many people, it's not being talked about, but so many people lost immense amounts of money when that tariff nonsense happened, and they are furious, and they're not getting it back anytime soon. And it was a totally, you know, some people who were in the know made a lot of money, but more people lost a bunch of money with all of this market chaos. So yeah, I think people are not real happy, and we see it in Nebraska with that mayor in such a deep red country. And he's a black man, the mayor who won in Nebraska, the Democrat. You know, people aren't happy what they're seeing with, you know, Medicaid being cut, and our planes are falling out of the sky, but the president gets a gift of a $400 million plane. Don't be too disheartened. Yeah, you know, the future is unknowable exactly, but I think it's not going to be easy. Saturn's going to be and Neptune are going through the fourth house of the United States chart. We have Aries on the fourth house cusp. So there's going to be hard times in some ways, but keep hope alive. Yes. Hey, Grace. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lara, yes. You have a Pisces sun. Celebrate. Yes. Yes. Yeah. When you break up with your robot, that's going to be a new sort of thing. That would be great for a movie with a person trying to get over breaking up with their ChatGPT relationship. I've got a screenplay. Yes, someone has built this whole relationship with ChatGPT and they're in love, and then they meet someone in the real world, and this is a struggle. This is a perfect movie for Uranus and Gemini or something. Do they stick with their ChatGPT boyfriend who tells them exactly what they want to hear all the time? It makes life so much easier. You never have to face your shadows or anything. And the computer tells you everything you want to hear to keep you coming back for more. Or do they like live in the real world with someone who's a real person and then have to go through the difficulties of relationships, the ups and downs and all that kind of stuff? What do they choose at the end? Do they choose to just stay with the computer or live in the real world? Yeah. That's a great screenplay. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of red states are not happy about this. Pop the balloon, Neptune and Aries. You drank all the Kool-Aid, but now the pixie dust expired and the real world's here, and you ain't getting nothing but a hound dog. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's happening. So anyway, okay. Oh yes, Robert De Niro could star in this movie. He could be the, you know what? Yeah, Robert De Niro could definitely star in the movie. Maybe he'd be the grandfather of one of the people. Or he could be the voice of the computer that the lady's in love with. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Okay, that's a great screenplay. Somebody can take it and run with it. Okay, everyone, take great care. I am next week. I'm going to be, is next week Norwalk? Yeah, I think so. Yes, next week I'm not sure if I'm going to be here for this program next week or not because I'm going to be in Seattle now. And next Friday, this Friday and maybe even next Friday, the next 2 Fridays there's no guest cosmic conversation because I am traveling. So if you're going to Norwalk, come say hi. Otherwise, take good care. And who knows, I may pop on unexpectedly. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for coming.